I don't have a fire escape. Sorry. This is the next best thing, okay, to really immerse you in the story. Kind of like we're neighbors. You just stepped out into your balcony and we're about to gossip together. It's just cute. It's village core. So this is me right now. That's you. Hello, neighbor. Can't help but notice that you're not waving. Why aren't you waving back? That's rude. You're being a little difficult to live next to, bestie. Kind of like EK. Meet EK. Not an Emirates Airlines flight, but her head sure is in the clouds.
I think of New York. I specifically think of myself standing on the Brooklyn Bridge and watching the sunset.
She's new in New York. A dreamer. Fighting for a place in the city.
I have no idea where I'm gonna be living 3 weeks from now because my roommate is being a fucking asshole.
Figuratively.
What is New York if not your back is up against the wall, your dream just out of reach?
And literally fighting with her roommate who stands between her and the life she came here to build.
My roommate dragging her goddamn ass, jumping back and forth on whether or not she's gonna live here or not.
I really do hope you get approved for this apartment with your new roommate.
I'm not stupid.
You made 30 videos about me.
They're shooting TikToks at each other in the same apartment. Y'all doing this in the same apartment? Y'all should talk. But they don't want to talk.
She wanted to talk in person. I said no.
Although new in New York, EK is already a Bushwick girly. She's a young, creative, and alternative woman who's romanticizing every aspect of her life. She is love incarnate.
I know I am light. I am love incarnate.
She's resilient.
That I was resilient, being resilient. How resilient? A resilience.
An artist in New York City.
I'm a full-time artist, and I have been making cat wordy stones out of polymer clay.
It stares out into the sunset, listens to the birds, and also makes cute little anxiety clay cats. She also makes a 12-part docuseries on her evil roommate Marlyn, indecisive roommate, chaos incarnate Marlyn. Because she's love incarnate.
I am love incarnate.
You know, some people share stories about their lives, right? Like when you tell me what happened, like, no, EK shares her life as a story. Bestie, she had a rough start in the city. You know, she's been in New York like about a year, moved there after leaving her abusive ex-boyfriend. Her family's estranged, also abusive. No safety net. All she's got are clay stress cats. Girl, the way your life sounds right now, you need them clay stress cats. EK, are we okay? Are we affording to live in New York? No, we're not. We're not. Off a Etsy shop with clay stress cats? We're not. Good on you, girl. Not many people could say they could do that. She's bounced through like 5 sublets in a year, you guys. 5, 6, 7, 6, 7.
Oh my God, bro.
Oh! Can't believe I 6'7" in public too.
I can see why you've had 6 subleases in 1 year.
5 or 6 sublets in a year. I live in Madrid, okay? I know what it means to struggle to find a place. That's New York. I feel like that's even harder. So I guess I understand. It's not like, I don't think it speaks volume about her. Personally, finding a place is just rough. So in May, she signs a sublease. 2 months with a girl named Marlyn. Marlyn liked the fish.
Hi, it's pronounced Marlyn, like the fish?
Marlyn.
Marlyn?
That's her username. The prime tenant, her name is on the actual lease. She's in her mid-20s, she's got a stable job, she's been living in this apartment for 3 years, and she's had this long-term roommate before EK, who is now on a sublease.
My room faces a backyard, so I get to hear the birds. It has a rooftop and I can see the entire skyline. It's perfect.
Sublease. It's a sublease. It's temporary.
I felt like this place was it.
For now, right? For these 2 months, because EK's security depends on Marlyn. It's tied down to Marlyn's.
Marlyn?
What happens to EK's sublease depends on what happens to Marlyn's lease, who is the point of contact with the landlord. This is important stuff, okay? If you think I've been going over this 20 times, it's because you gotta get it in your head. It's the base of today's story. Verbal agreement, come July, end of the sublease and the lease, they re-sign together. Everybody's happy. For a day or two. EK wants to feel more at home.
I can still really struggle with taking up space.
She suggests changes to Marlyn's apartment.
Marlyn, I was just wondering if you could...
No.
Marlyn says no. No to the dish rack.
I had a different dish rack.
No to using the empty fridge shelf.
Because it, quote, stresses her out.
No to the LED lights. Because they cost, brace yourselves, a whooping $5 extra a year. Are we being frugal? No, we're not. Like, that's not being frugal. Maybe she just doesn't want EK to feel at home. Maybe EK is overstepping, which she is paying the rent, so.
Marlyn, what if I just...
No.
What if I just...
No.
EK is frustrated. She drafts a message. A good message, in my opinion. She's frustrated with Marlyn's communication. She wants compromise. She would love for us to just be friends and hang out. She wouldn't even mind to, at the very least, coexist. Now, yes, Marlyn is being very rigid. But also, this is a sublet. She's only staying for 2 months. It's like living with your Airbnb host and moving furniture around, kind of. Marlyn could definitely be a little bit more accommodating. What do you mean, like putting my creamer in your empty fridge shelf stressed you out?
Because it's my shelf, that's why.
Girl, just say you hate me. Like, any other roommate relationship, you find something on your shelf, that's no red line. EK puts her foot down and Marlyn responds. She says,
Thank you so much for letting me know how you feel.
wasn't too bad.
To be honest, I think we're just not a good fit.
Jab at the jugular. I told you she just didn't like her. And if that's not enough of a slap across the face, she drops another bomb. She's been looking for a new roommate. What about the person that's living in the house that you've agreed to re-sign with in July? When were they gonna know? People are saying Marlyn is not responsible for this 30-year-old adult. She's a grown-ass woman. She can fend for herself. Nobody is expecting Marlyn to feed her, okay? To give her an allowance, to a roof over her head. The suggestion is to keep her in the loop. She supposedly rescinded the verbal agreement. She just didn't tell EK. She went,
Thank you so much for sharing how you feel. You're valid. You're beautiful. And here's your eviction notice.
everybody's saying,
She wasn't evicted, but she was on a sublease. Her sublease is over.
okay, yes, her sublease is over. But they verbally agreed to re-sign. I'm not sure why this is just kind of like going over people's heads. The whole her sublease is over doesn't really hold because the last person that was finding out that they were being replaced on the re-sign was the person being replaced. I mean, that's a little crazy. Of course, as the primary tenant, Marlyn has every right to change her mind. She wants to drop the apartment altogether, but she doesn't seem to be doing that here. Okay, she's just looking to replace EK, a new roommate. So she brings up those $5 that have caused such a massive trench in this relationship. I don't want to spend an extra $5 a year. Let's try and make this last month as peaceful as it can be. Corporate grin. Oh my. Blindsided. This right here is where I think Marlyn fucked up. But hold on, bestie, don't fall over yet, because you're in for a ride. EK panics. A lot in the story, by the way.
I didn't realize you didn't think we were a good fit. Can you tell me why? I would really like to stay, and I've been so much happier living here.
You can tell she's been blindsided. She then sends another text, trying to salvage what seems to be a broken relationship.
If I've done something that offended you, I'm more than willing to make it right, so it's good for the both of us.
At this point, I feel bad for EK. So did everybody else. So do you? It is unfair, and Marlyn's reply kind of reinforces that feeling I had.
You've been happier living here?
Whoa. What do you mean?
The text you just sent me says otherwise. Please clarify.
Oh my god. Oh my, girl, calm down. Oh my god. Please clarify, she said from across the room, by the way. Girl, I don't know what EK did. Girl must have done something for this girl to hate her like that. Her first message was an honest attempt at trying to make their living situation more livable. Maybe there's something we don't know, but that's hostile. Please clarify. She probably just wants her out, and she makes it clear here.
To be honest, I would rather live with someone who's ethnic or POC.
Okay. Now, if the primary tenant does not wish to continue the sublet, then that is that. There's no need to wonder why. It could literally just be because they didn't like you. And I guess that's fair. That's just the issue with being on a sublet. You have a lot less control than you would like as a tenant. Even if you thought this place is it.
This place was it.
It is not fully yours. It's not even partially yours. In an odd way. You're just leasing off a leasee. But EK takes it respectfully well.
I would really like to stay, but I also understand if you feel more comfortable with someone who is ethnic or POC.
But then, the fates begin to weave. The gods descend from Olympus to deliver EK a divine revelation.
I saw a hawk capture a smaller bird and flew up into the trees.
She's thrown into an episode of Animal Planet,
And I hear all of the little birds squawking around it.
experiencing the cruel circle of life.
And it was very traumatizing. I absolutely sobbed watching the feathers float down.
Despite the trauma, it uncovers a truth.
Nature is neutral. Hawks exist to balance the ecosystem. They aren't doing this to be evil. They're just existing. They're just eating.
They're just taking up space, wanting to use one dish rack or an empty fridge shelf or LED lights.
And it was sort of one of those moments where you're like, I either eat or I will continue to suffer and eventually die by not taking up space.
EK can fly. Not because she's Emirates Airlines, because she's a hawk. Hope nobody saw me do that. I don't know. The reason could be, the bird was hungry. But no, to her, the cosmos had scheduled this bird execution for her own personal character development. She was the hawk, and she was ready to eat.
She was like, you're the hawk and you just got fed. It's like, fuck yeah, we did.
So, this little shroom trip we just had with EK tells us a lot about her. She seems to take a difficult situation and search for meaning before she searches for a solution.
And I know it's going to build character. It's teaching me a lot about myself and my adaptability and resilience. I'm struggling to not feel bitter at the moment because I moved into this place before shit hit the fan. I was seeing a lot of progress in how much I was healing, like coming to realizations about my past, the abuse that I experienced from family, past partnership, reconnecting with myself and my nervous system unlike anything that I have.
And that's actually a pretty interesting part of her character, and it explains a lot in this story.
I feel very empty and numb, and again, I know that it is a coping mechanism. When your body gets thrown into such high stress, and this is for a lot of different things, your mind gets so overloaded that then your body goes on overdrive, but your mind has not caught up with that. So you're just disconnected.
I am so wildly, utterly exhausted.
She's not powerless.
I just need to vent and I need to be heard. I literally feel my body just breaking apart.
She keeps analyzing and processing. Then that's actually almost the entirety of her 12-part series. It's her emotionally processing the situation she's in.
Trying to stay detached and be okay if I don't get to stay here and hope that there's something better for me. I don't know.
So, instead of finding a stable job or even apartment hunting, which in New York is its own full-time hustle, as you know, you're not really left scrambling in this case in the typical sense. Because New York, when you're going to a viewing and you stand in line to view the apartment, you bring your papers with you because you might have to decide on the spot. You need your documents on you. That's how last minute it can be. I guess in New York standards, at least, as wild as it is to be left to such a last minute, even a day earlier. So in a way, it doesn't matter how much time you have to act. In New York, you're still late. Don't panic, EK. That's what I'm thinking at this point of the story. You will find a place if you look. But she's not acting on much. She's just processing.
I want a big life, and I know I will have it because I know I am light. I am love incarnate.
I'm love incarnate? Okay. That's got some Tyler Catastrophe cadence to it. I'm not trying to dim nobody's fire, but what happened to humility? Why is there a personality type of artists that talk about themselves like this? I swear.
I am love incarnate.
Well, I'd be embarrassed telling that to myself in the mirror. Okay, posting that on. I'm sorry. I am cheering for you. Love incarnate. But love incarnate suddenly gets very angry.
I didn't do anything to her. She dug this fucking grave for herself. You started the morning saying that you were talking to 3 different people about signing the lease with you, and now you are the one moving out.
Oh! Now she's moving out?
What if you stay instead, and I leave?
Yes, Marlyn gives EK the solution. Perhaps even realizing her error, she offers EK the primary tenancy. I'll move out instead. Marlyn confirms.
I think you should stay. After all you've been through,
Wow, that's a very different tone.
start looking for a new roomie. Let me know if you need help.
Oh, Marlyn, are you love incarnate? Also, I'm sorry, truly. What happened? So EK begins to look for a roommate to replace Marlyn. Marlyn emails landlord confirming that she is leaving.
And she emailed management and let them know on May 28th that she was leaving.
There's a few days left. It's June now. Lease ends July. We have to post a listing. We need pictures. EK needs pictures of Marilyn's room. Marilyn keeps stalling.
She said, I'll send them on Monday. I'm like, bitch, it's like 3 photos. Why is it gonna take you the entire weekend?
EK pushes. I need 2 pictures. Why are we waiting until Monday for those pictures?
I am sending Monday. Thank you again for your patience and understanding.
Unkind regards. Suddenly, Marilyn wants to talk.
Are you home? I think we should talk in person.
Sorry. Bestie, what is this? Have y'all forgotten how to people? They live together. Okay, they are just about how far as I am from you right now. Girl, I don't know what's going on, okay? She doesn't want to speak to her. Okay, you need to realize that speaking to Marilyn is a very integral part of your solution. So that's what I mean by we're not acting on trying to find a solution, we're just processing the problem. So she's taking a stand right now. We can't afford to take a stand right now. It's almost time to leave the house. You know, we have to solve this situation, right? But we have to act. All right, but EK just doesn't want to hear why the photos have been stalling. Because there's a reason. Maybe Marilyn is still looking for her replacement roommate, or she's never intended to leave, and she's just running down the clock.
Yesterday, June 8th, she texts me and is like, FYI, I'm gonna be staying and we're not re-signing together.
So I'm staying, and I made the landlord aware already, just FYI.
Marilyn, you need to please clarify. Acting all corporate, you all over the place.
Also, if I stay, we are not re-signing together, just FYI.
Okay, hugs and kisses. Now, EK is devastated. She's panicking. Let's assume this is you. This happened to you. Obviously, you'd be upset. Upset that she's changing her mind so often. You know, obviously she is allowed because the lease is in her name and she gets to decide what she wants to do with her lease. But you're not a chair in her apartment. You're a living being who would need to know in advance what, you know, her plans are. Regardless, this happens. What would you do? I don't know, Bessie. I, for one, would start looking for another place. Crazy, irrational, feeling insecure about my housing for the 6th time in a single year, I'd start wanting to look into getting a primary lease. If that meant doing what I love, making clay stress cats and juggling another job, you know, so be it, right? You know, which I personally, I've done that before. Kind of the norm, right? Like take on a job to pay your bills and pursue your hobby. I feel like you would probably look for a place to stay. You know, you have 2 weeks. You're not risking it. No, guys, EK doesn't work like that. Okay, she's just processing and seeing the signs and planning her new Kit Kat shop drop. Girl, you stressing me out. Give me one of them stress cats, I swear to God. You know what else stressing me out? Marilyn's back and forth. You know, once you're in, once you're out, once you're no, once you're yes. What's going on? So apparently her security deposit is on the line. Basically, her deposit might not come back to her because the apartment needs to be cleared, which is, well, not possible because EK is there. Also, I think she kind of gets spiteful about the whole EK not wanting to talk to her in person thing. She goes,
I don't feel comfortable with continued back and forth texting and need that boundary respected. Please stop.
Y'all, the passive aggressiveness in this relationship between these two is insane. But the back and forth in question, by the way, is this. That don't look like back and forth. Girl, the only back and forth so far is you not being able to decide if you're gonna stay in the apartment or not. Yeah, I have no words. You guys, you know, they don't want to speak to each other in person. Now they don't even want to text each other. How are y'all gonna fix this? Y'all crazy, okay? Both of you. Funny thing is, a few days prior, Marlyn corners EK in the kitchen, which is crazy wording. If you corners you in the kitchen where you both live.
And then she fucking bamboozles me in the kitchen. EK, you know, I just want to make sure like this timeline is okay and trying to get the security deposit back.
She asks her if she's got leads on her new roommate because she wants to get her deposit back. She's leaving.
Huh?
So she is leaving? I listened to the story a few times and I'm still not sure if she's leaving. She asked if there's a new roommate lined up and then she blocks viewings, you know, citing that the apartment must be completely vacant for her to be able to get her deposit back. So at this point, EK starts talking to the landlord too, who apparently has no idea what's going on either.
I tried calling a number and I got a hold of the fucking landlord. And they have no idea what's going on either.
Marlyn has not been returning his emails, has not been returning his calls. Marlyn's been stalling there too. You know, I think she's just trying to plan her move. You know, if she finds something, she'll go for it. Remember when we said, like, with New York, things are very last minute. And that means her decision might be very last minute too. The issue is that there are people that are hanging on to whatever she decides. If she doesn't find the place she wants, she'll probably stay. So she's stalling on everyone. But this Marlyn text kind of sums up this entire, like, landlord debacle well enough.
Just an update, so no viewing of the apartment, as I want my deposit back. We both need to be out by the 30th.
Just an update.
I just reread the email. Unless you find someone in time prior to the 30th. Did you have anyone in mind or any leads?
Yes, 24 hours she had to find a roommate or a personal guarantor, or she loses the apartment. But she finds one.
I found a roommate in less than 24 hours.
Interviews her, FaceTime.
I interviewed one person through FaceTime.
Loves her.
She seems great and really sweet. I actually really like her. She's into miniatures and it's a whole thing. So we submitted all of her stuff.
Submits. There's an issue. They don't qualify. They just don't meet the income requirements for the apartment. Apparently, there's been a rent increase. What? When were you gonna share that, Mr. Landlord? When were you planning on? Apparently he did. He did. With Marlyn, the actual tenant. But Marlyn has some kind of a communication problem. Marlyn kept it to herself. Marlyn, please clarify. She thought, she just adamant on the fact that she just didn't owe EK anything. Not even that information the landlord had given her that could potentially affect EK, the potential next tenant. Look, like, we don't have to be amazing people. Okay? I get that y'all don't like each other, but I think it's kind of just being cordial to relay this information. I mean, right? I don't know. I guess she was stressed. You know, Marlyn must have just been really stressed with her own move. She just couldn't really sit down and think about EK. She's also dealing with a last-minute move. So, okay, you know, misunderstanding. But I'm a firm believer that these people just don't know how to people. You know, I swear to God. Anyway, this new roommate, amidst this chaos, freaks out, backs out. We are in crisis again! What do we do? What do we do? We quote Mamdani with tears in our eyes, backs against the wall, monologue of a true New York dreamer.
Mamdani gave a speech after the Knicks won, and I don't have like all of the words memorized, but he was like, "What is New York if not your back is up against the wall, your dream just out of reach, unsure how you'll make your next rent payment, and looking at those 99.6% odds that are against you, and smiling, because in that 0.4%, New Yorkers find a way."
Very artistic stuff, but why aren't we trying to find a house? We did. We found a dollhouse and announced a renovation project for our Kit Kat clay cats.
What I did find was a dollhouse outside of my apartment. Trust that I inspected it thoroughly before bringing it inside. I want to do like a whole reno for it. Repaint the floors, redo the little walls. Don't worry, I'm not going to make it like sad beige. Hope that this is just a good omen.
A good omen, because she found a dollhouse, maybe a house next. I don't know, ma'am, but we need to find you a place. While she's renovating this dollhouse for her Kit Kat clay cats, back against the wall like a true dreamer, you are raising money to help her afford her rent. And a GoFundMe, help me fight to stay in New York. A GoFundMe with the goal of 5.5K.
Oh, hi. I'm EK, and I've been a full-time artist in New York City for over a year now and have jumped through so many sublets.
The lowercase text. And that.
Oh, hi.
But she raises nearly like $5,000 from like 186 donors before GoFundMe freezes the campaign. People were not having it. Everybody was saying, "Girl, this is not a movie. Get a job." Saying you're fighting to stay in New York, but you're not fighting. That's not fighting. Fighting looks like a hustle, which you're not doing on your GoFundMe, is what people were saying. You know, people really thought she needed a wake-up call, a reality check. There was a newborn's heart surgery on GoFundMe that raised close to nothing compared to her asking people to give her money so she could stay in that apartment that she thought.
This place was it.
Because if the birds
are still chirping
and the sunsets
and watching the sunset.
and what Mamdani said,
Because in that 0.4%, New Yorkers find a way.
it left a bad taste in people's mouths. And hers, apparently, because she announced she was going to give away some of the money to charity to try and, you know, make up for this sort of whoopsie.
I'm so grateful for that. And that is not going to go to waste. Love to take a portion of what has been donated and give it back to the community.
Y'all, I don't know. Y'all, I'm tired. Y'all have exhausted me, both of you. Where's the normal people at? Now, despite her questionable GoFundMe campaign, people are still feeling for EK at this point. But then Marlyn makes a video.
A sublease is temporary by definition, meaning I don't owe you shit.
EK found a roommate in a day, so timeline was never an issue. The issue was the fact that EK did not qualify for the income requirement of the flat.
You have moved 5 times within a year. At this point, babe, there's a common denominator and it's definitely not the people that you're subleasing from. I feel like at this point it's you.
She said she posted 30 videos about her, attacking her personal financial details, private texts, enough location info to identify them both.
You're not getting evicted, you got the lease, and I'm moving out at the end of this month. And that's it.
Marlyn's best friend makes a video.
A 30-year-old woman has been having a public meltdown on TikTok for a month because my best friend and decided not to re-sign her lease so that she could move in with me.
Says there was never even a verbal agreement that they would re-sign together. That expectation EK had was her own assumption.
My best friend has been the leaseholder on our apartment for like 3 years, and her roommate moved out at the end of April and found a sublet, EK. So EK's moving in, it's May. The lease ends in June. Marlyn lets her know, I'm not gonna be signing with you at all, okay? Like, you gotta either go or I'll find a new place and like you can try to take over this lease.
So you're saying that they were set, that sublease was ending July, that was it. There was no verbal agreement. That changes a lot in the story. The friend confirms that Marlyn had found this new apartment, that she was moving in with her, that she'd made it clear that she was leaving.
A few weeks ago, Marlyn finds a place in Manhattan with me and officially tells EK, like, hey, I'm gonna be leaving.
I was confused too, though. Like, I was confused. What do you mean you make... She says EK's keychain cats are not an income, basically.
Started GoFundMe saying my landlord is an evil slumlord. The landlord is like, hey, can you maybe qualify for the apartment? Like, hey, could you please send me a pay stub perchance? Like, the evil slumlords trying to remove me from my city.
And on the GoFundMe, to sort of explain what it means, to show the stark difference of what it means to actually fight for something.
My mom had cancer 2 years ago. She literally worked 2 jobs the entire time, through chemotherapy, through surgery, and still did not have enough money to pay for the medical bills. So we started a GoFundMe because actually our backs were up against the wall.
What she's trying to get at is EK is being very entitled. I don't know, but it sounds like there's a little bit of crazy in the air. You know, people hear this and they immediately jump ship. Everybody got off the EK flight and they're on the Marlyn train now. Actually, so much so that there was this TikTok creator that created this recap of this entire story saying what happened, no opinions, just what happened. And people were upset. Why? They were upset that it sounded like Marlyn had made some mistakes. Marlyn made mistakes! You got people in the comments saying,
EK signs a short sublease, her roommate agrees to extend, the roommate rightfully and lawfully changes her mind, end of story.
Yeah, but girl's not a piece of furniture in the house. Somebody's living in this apartment too. You know, like I get, yeah, technically she's fully in her right to do all this, but it's also not nice. Like we could see why it's also blindsiding, right? This one comment goes,
respectfully, this is the first time I really disagree with your summary because EK did not handle this well.
That we agree with. EK definitely wasted like a lot of her time processing. Instead of getting herself out of a bad situation, she just sat there and
I wonder what the fuck is going to happen now.
throwing blame around instead of like doing something about the situation, which is what I feel like you would do. Not throw blame around, but actually find a solution to the problem you're in, especially when it's an urgent problem like your housing. But then she goes,
and I really feel for the roommate.
Look, between me and you, I don't know if I'd want to be roommates with Marlyn or EK. All these different takes from EK is annoying to Marlyn is completely innocent. The poor Marlyn's been wronged. You know, nobody stopped to recall and clock that Marlyn was secretly interviewing replacement roommates. Remember that? Like, The start, she didn't tell EK. She confirmed in writing that she was leaving and reversed it 3 times. She refused to send those pictures of her room because she was stalling. Stalling maybe because she doesn't know yet. That's fine, but somebody was waiting on you. She blocked showings, then she unblocked them. You know, she didn't communicate any of this until, you know, EK was pushing. So you feel for the roommate. It's kind of crazy work. It's definitely super annoying that EK thought, let me just go tell everybody let me go have a breakdown on instead of actually like figuring my shit out. But feel for the roommate is crazy work. Some people doing a lot of heavy lifting for someone who, according to her own best friend's account, gave EK the impression that she was potentially gonna stay, only to back out like, what, 3 times?
I'm not gonna be signing with you at all. You gotta either go or I'll find a new place and like you can try to take over this lease.
Change her mind so many times and not even tell you.
That she was leaving.
I received a text from her that she is now going to be staying.
She texts me and is like, FYI, I'm gonna be staying and we're not re-signing together.
She is now leaving once again.
You know, like, what's it today? I don't know, guess. You know, that makes it a little hard to figure out what you want to do. And on top of like not communicating this.
I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to text you.
I don't know, but it's all crazy. You know, but that said, it's also very much crazy to make a 12-part series about your roommate. You're literally living together. Hating on your roommate that's next door. It's crazy work.
I think of New York. I specifically think of myself standing on the Brooklyn Bridge and watching the sunset.
My favorite part was her sign-off, her sunset monologue.
I'm gonna stay another day because we have more sunsets to see. Maybe tonight is going to be an absolutely fantastic sunset. And if not tonight, maybe tomorrow. Please don't forget how resilient and powerful you actually are. Be kind to both yourself and other people. I will see you tomorrow, okay?
For goodness sake. For goodness sake! I don't think EK is evil. Okay, I don't think Marlyn is evil either. They're just 2 people who are both awful at communicating. Okay, you know, they both obviously avoid difficult conversations and difficult decisions. And what happens when you do that? Well, you get a big old ugly misunderstanding. You get a TikTok war. You know, some people romanticize their lives so much, they forget to live them.
Is New York if not your back is up against the wall?
You know what I mean? They forget to actually live their lives. Your life is not a movie plot.
Your dream just out of reach.
There isn't a director or a script prepared that would eventually mean everything's gonna work out. No, you have to work it out. This isn't a pre-planned, this isn't a movie. There are things that are gonna happen that you're gonna need to act. Your life is gonna play out, whether you act on it or not. All right, bestie. That was pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know down in the comments below what you think. Do you think they were both in the wrong here? I mean, is that even debatable? I feel like it's hard to argue that no. You know, I feel like it's pretty obvious that they were both in the wrong. I'm gonna be very honest with you right now. I just think that people are siding more so with Marlyn because EK has this extra thing in her that people are not exactly vibing with. The fact that she's romanticized her life so much, she's not even living in it anymore. So she doesn't even act in it. Almost as though she's an external observer to how her life is playing out and the circumstances that had befallen her. You know? And that lack of agency over one's own life, I guess, pissed people off. And they thought of it as entitlement as well. Like, you're not entitled to happily ever after because your life is not a movie. It's not a fairy tale. It's in your own hands. That's my read on this entire situation. What are your thoughts? Let me know down in the comments below, guys. So that's today's gossip. If you want to just go back home now, I'm gonna go back inside. Same time tomorrow. Do you have gossip you want to talk about? Are you just such an active listener you say nothing? Okay.